Hello everyone, I'm Sophia. Born and raised in Maryland, a place known for its quiet streets lined with trees and rows of cozy homes, I spent my early years in what felt like a perfect world. Our family home wasn't anything extravagant, it was small, simple, and filled with warmth. My mother, a gentle, nurturing woman, was the heart of our home. She had a smile that seemed to light up every morning as she prepared breakfast, filling the kitchen with delicious aromas and a sense of peace. My father was a man of few words but always responsible, a steady presence who worked tirelessly to ensure our family was well taken care of. The simplicity of our lives felt perfect, or at least, I believed it was. But then, when I was 15, my world changed forever. My mother became ill suddenly, and before I could even grasp what was happening, she was gone. Her passing left an emptiness that was impossible to fill. My father, though still present, became more withdrawn, his silent grief casting a shadow over our once warm and lively home. I remember coming back from school each day, stepping into a house that was the same yet felt completely different. The meals, once shared with laughter and conversation, became quiet and routine. It was just my father and me, yet we felt like strangers living under the same roof. Our connection felt stretched, as if the bond that once held us together had frayed beyond repair. When I turned 18, my father remarried. Though part of me understood that he deserved happiness, it came as a shock. His new wife, my stepmother, was kind and caring, a woman who brought warmth back into our lives. She moved in with her son, Ethan, who was just a year younger than me. At first, I struggled with the idea of a new family. Having a brother felt foreign, and even though Ethan had never done anything to make me feel uncomfortable, I found myself feeling awkward around him. We were both trying to adjust to this new reality, two strangers forced into sibling roles. Our conversations were brief, often limited to polite exchanges during family dinners or shared glances in the living room. But as time passed, I noticed a shift in my feelings toward Ethan. He had a quiet, introspective nature that mirrored my own, and our silent interactions began to hold a tension I couldn't ignore. He would sometimes pick up food for me at the table, a small gesture, but one that made me feel strangely noticed. His glances lingered a bit too long, and I found myself unable to shake the feeling that there was something more between us than just sibling familiarity. I struggled to interpret my own emotions. Was I simply overthinking things, or was there a connection forming between us that went beyond family bonds? Then one evening, while my father and stepmother were away on a short trip, Ethan and I found ourselves alone in the house. We decided to watch a movie together, just something light to pass the time. I prepared some snacks, a few beers, and we settled in, laughing and chatting like we always did. But then the movie took an unexpected turn, showing a romantic scene that left us both silent. The atmosphere in the room changed instantly. The space between us, once so casual and comfortable, became charged with a tension that neither of us could deny. Ethan's gaze on me was intense, his expression unreadable. Before I could fully process what was happening, he moved closer, and in that moment, all the emotions we had suppressed for so long came rushing to the surface. That night, we crossed boundaries that should have remained intact. What began as an innocent evening together turned into something that changed the course of our relationship forever. In the days that followed, we fell into a pattern, sneaking moments together whenever we were alone. Every glance, every whisper felt like a secret shared only between the two of us. We lived in a dual reality, siblings by day, something entirely different by night. My father and stepmother were unaware, and as time went on, I began to feel a mix of guilt and longing that was impossible to reconcile. Part of me knew that what we were doing was wrong, yet I couldn't bring myself to stop. Our connection had grown so deep, so all-consuming, that I felt trapped between the life I was living and the one I was hiding. Then Ethan graduated and moved away to college. His departure left a void, one that reminded me of the emptiness I had felt after my mother passed. I buried myself in my own life, trying to move on, and eventually, I met someone new. He was nothing like Ethan, calm, strong, and supportive in a way that felt safe and grounding. We fell in love, and for the first time, I felt a sense of stability. He was the man I had always envisioned building a life with. We got married, and soon after, we welcomed a child. My days became filled with the joys and challenges of motherhood, and for a while, I believed I had left the past behind. But the memories of Ethan never fully faded. There were nights when, after my husband and child had fallen asleep, I'd find myself thinking about those hidden moments, reliving the emotions that I had tried so hard to bury. It was as if part of me still held onto that past, unable to let go. My husband, a wonderful man who has given me everything, remains unaware of the secret I carry. And now, I find myself torn between the life I've built and the weight of the past that lingers in my heart. Some nights, the guilt feels overwhelming, as if my silence is a betrayal of the love and trust my husband has placed in me. I wonder if telling him the truth would be the right thing to do, even if it risks shattering the family we've created. But the fear of losing everything holds me back. I'm at a crossroads, caught between the need for honesty and the desire to protect what I have now. I don't know which path is right or if I even have the strength to face the consequences of my past. So here I am, sharing my story in the hope that someone might understand, that someone might offer guidance. If you were in my position, would you choose to confess everything, knowing it might break the heart of the person you love most, or would you hold on to the secret, letting it sink deeper into memory with each passing day? I'm not sure what the right choice is, and I'm hoping that by opening up, I might find the courage to make a decision. Please, share your thoughts with me in the comments. I need to know if there's a way forward, a path that won't leave me feeling torn apart. Thank you for listening, for understanding, and for offering any words of wisdom you might have.